Hello everyone. Today we are continuing with the lesson 1 part 2. That is, we had stopped in the last video where we had studied about the crop production and we have studied about the methods followed in the crop production. Now in this video we will be continuing the second part of the chapter, that is increasing the production or the yield of the crop and nitrogen fixation. So when we talk about increasing the yield of the crop, why is there the need to increase the yield of the crop? First of all, as we know that we are a developing country and the population is ever rising, right? That means our population is going on rising, and so as the demand for the food, it also goes on rising. So to meet these demands of the people, the crop production also should increase. Now if we want to increase the crop production, we need more amount of land, but we cannot go on destroying the forest for farming, because if the forests are destroyed, it will lead to imbalance in the ecosystem. So we need to cultivate only that much land which is already present with the farmers. Now another step to increase the yield can be the use of manures or fertilizers which help in the better production of your crops. But along with that also there was a need, or it was a need for the people that more amount of crops are required. So now what has to be done? The result of this was that during the Green Revolution in 1960 and 1970, there were some high yielding seeds brought from Mexico. Okay, these high yielding seeds were the hybridized seeds. Now what are the hybridized seeds? These are those seeds which are prepared in the lab by the scientists. They are prepared in the lab and they have all the desirable characters which are needed. Now the question arises that how were these seeds produced? These seeds were produced by following a process of hybridization. Now what is hybridization process? If we define hybridization, it is the cross breeding of two varieties having separate desirable characters to get one variety which is having all the desirable characters. Clear? That means if we, for example, we have seed A that is disease resistant and we have seed B that is high yielding. Okay, now we need a seed C which is disease resistant also and which is high yielding also. Now what are we going to do? We will cross seed A with seed B. Instead of self pollination in seed A and seed B separately, what are we going to do? We will stop the self pollination and we will enhance the cross pollination in the two varieties. And the third variety which we get after this cross pollination is the seed C. This seed C will have both the characteristic of seed A and seed B. Fine. This process is known as what? Hybridization. Now the first step which hybridization involves is the emasculation. What do we mean by emasculation? We know that the self-pollination occurs in plants. That is, the anthers, they will go and fertilize with the stigma, right? So in emasculation, what is done, that the anthers of the plant is removed. Fine. When the anthers will be removed, what will happen? They cannot go and fertilize the stigma of their own plant or the eggs of their own plant which is in the stigma. So now what will happen? When the anthers are removed, the anthers of the another seed which is required, whose characteristics we want, that is fertilized or that is crossed with the seed A. Okay, so the characteristic of seed A also come in the seed C and seed B also will come in seed C. This process is known as what? Hybridization. Now hybridization is not very simple because maybe the seed C which we are getting in the first generation, it is not having those characteristics. again they will be crossed, again it will be grown in the lab. So this goes on for generations of plants, and finally we get the hybridized seed, and the hybridized seed which we are getting, that is known as the stalk. Okay, so known as the stalk of seed. Fine. This is the hybridization process where two different varieties are crossed. Next topic that we have to study is nitrogen fixation. A very important topic for your exam point of view, because nitrogen fixation is a very important step to enhance the nutrition value of the soil. Now in nitrogen fixation, why do we study this? Because see, the atmosphere contains 70% of nitrogen, maximum amount of gas which is present is nitrogen. Still this nitrogen is useless for the plants, because this atmospheric nitrogen in the gaseous form cannot be taken up by the plants or cannot be taken up by the soil. It has to be converted into its nitrate form. Okay, and if we go on using this nitrogen, at one point this nitrogen will finish. So this nitrogen has to be given back also to the atmosphere. So the taking up of nitrogen and giving back of nitrogen is known as what? Nitrogen cycle. This nitrogen cycle we have to study. Now this nitrogen cycle involves 5 steps. Okay, the first step is nitrogen fixation. Second step is your after nitrogen fixation, the second step is nitrogen assimilation. Third step is ammonification. Fourth step is nitrification, and the last step is denitrification. So there are 5 steps in nitrogen cycle. First step, nitrogen fixation. This again takes place by 2 methods. First method is the natural method, that is during the lightning. We all have seen lightning during the rains. What happens in this lightning? It's a very high temperature. Due to this high temperature, there is a combination or there is a reaction between nitrogen and oxygen gases. Okay, when these two gases will react, they will form oxide of nitrogen, that is NO. This NO is going to react with the rainwater and form HNO3, that is nitric acid. This HNO3 forms in the fall of, or they will fall in the form of rainwater. After this falls in the form of rainwater, this will combine with the limestone present in the soil, that is calcium carbonate. Fine. And when it combines with calcium carbonate, it forms calcium nitrate. This calcium nitrate, which is a nitrate compound, is easily taken up by the soil and easily taken up by the plants from the soil. Okay. Next is the method by the nitrogenous or nitrogen fixing bacteria. Fine. Now in this nitrogen fixing bacteria, what happens is that the leguminous plants we have, these leguminous plants, what do they do? That they will take up the nitrogen from the atmosphere and they will convert it into the nitrate form. Fine. This nitrate form can be easily taken up by the plants. So this is how the nitrogen fixing bacteria changes the atmospheric nitrogen into their nitrate forms. This is the 2 ways of nitrogen fixation. Next step that we have is of nitrogen assimilation. Now nitrogen assimilation is what? Conversion of inorganic nitrates into their organic form. Okay, how it is taking place? We know that the plants are taking nitrates from the soil. These plants are eaten up by the herbivorous animals. Then they are eaten, the herbivorous are turn eaten by the carnivores. So this nitrate, they go on moving from one step to the another step of the food chain. So they convert into their organic form. This is known as nitrogen assimilation. Third is your ammonification. Now in ammonification, what happens? When these plants and animals die, they will do what? Their bodies will be decomposed by the bacteria. When their bodies are decomposed by the bacteria, the nitrate present in their bodies is converted into ammonia and ammonium salts. Okay, that means the nitrate has come from where? It was fixed by the bacteria. Atmospheric nitrogen was fixed by bacteria. It was converted into nitrate. This nitrate was taken up by the plants. The plants were eaten by the herbivores. Herbivores were eaten by the carnivores. Where all these three die, plants die, herbivores die, carnivores die. Their bodies are decomposed by the bacteria. When their bodies are decomposed by their bacteria, the nitrate content present in them is converted into ammonia or ammonium salt. This process is known as what? Ammonification. Next process is of nitrification. Now we should remember in the nitrogen cycle that however we are studying denitrification and nitrification, but as the atmospheric nitrogen is converted into nitrate, similarly only nitrate can be converted into atmospheric nitrogen back. No ammonia, no ammonium salt can be converted. So after this ammonia and ammonium salt is formed, we need to change them back into their nitrate form. This is done by the nitrifying bacteria again in the process of nitrification, that is conversion of ammonia or ammonium salt into nitrate back. This process is known as nitrification. Last process is denitrification. In denitrification, what happens? Just as we have the nitrifying bacteria, we have the denitrifying bacteria also. What do these denitrifying bacteria will do? They will convert nitrate back into the atmospheric nitrogen, and it is given back in the atmosphere. So this way the nitrogen cycle completes. Okay, nitrogen is fixed in nitrogen fixation. Then what will happen? That it will be assimilated. Third, it will become converted into their ammonia and ammonium salts in ammonification. Ammonia and ammonium salt will be converted into the nitrate form again in the nitrification, and in denitrification nitrate is converted back into atmospheric nitrogen. So this is about our nitrogen cycle. The last very small topic which is left is food from the animals. Till now we were studying only about the plants, but it is not so that only plants give us food. There are animals also which give us food, and just as we grow the crops, we also rear or we also breed the animals for food. Like for example, there is apiculture. Apiculture is what? Rearing and breeding of honeybees for the production of honey. Honey is the food which we are getting from the honeybees. Similarly, the rearing of cattle, that is for giving us the milk and the milk products. Okay, like all the milk products that we have, the butter, the ghee and everything, these are all coming from what? From the milk, and milk is coming from where? From the cattle. So food from animals means that rearing of the animals for food production. So this is all about your crop production chapter. Okay, so in a summary, if we say what all things have we learned in this, first thing we have seen about what type of crops we have, the Kharif and the Rabi crops. Then we have the methods of crop production. Then we have how does the crop yield can be increased, that is by hybridization. Then how can the quality of the soil be increased by nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle. And then along with the plants we also get food from the animals. Is that part clear now? Now any doubt if you have, whenever we meet for the online classes, we'll take up the doubts there, and your question answers and a worksheet is given in the description box. Kindly go through it and complete your notes. Okay, till then stay at home, stay safe. Soon we will meet in the next class with lesson 3. Okay, thank you.